Mr. Kirby, what kind of flexibility do your gate agents and your flight attendants have in terms of trying to deal with overbooking? And while you're dealing with that, my understanding, even in the normal rules, that nobody made an offer that was the maximum offer that a passenger could be offered under those rules.
Thank you, Senator. And first, this situation was not because of overbooking, as most of our oversale situations occur for operational reasons. Weight restrictions due to weather are the most common, where we can't take off with a full load of passengers or land with a full load of passengers. In this particular situation, our employees are authorized to go up to a certain limit, and they concluded on the airplane that no one was going to go even at that limit, so it's not clear why they didn't go all the way to the limit. But what we have done, and one of the clear findings from this, is we need to give our employees more tools and more flexibility. That's why, by going up to $10,000 and by creating this alternative travel desk that can get people to different destinations that might be close to their home, we really believe that we're going to be able to drive our involuntary denied boardings close to zero. And that's one of our goals, is to get involuntary denied boardings close to zero, where we can accommodate all the customers in a way that customers view as a win-win solution. And
did you say that more people are taken off planes or not put on planes because of weight and safety issues than that you've sold more seats?
Yes, sir. The vast majority of our involuntary denied boardings, at American it's about two-thirds of our, or at United it's about two-thirds of our involuntary denied boardings come from operational issues, usually weight restrictions for weather or an aircraft swap, which is often, it's either because of maintenance or because of weather, where the airplane couldn't arrive in the destination in time to take the flight. Those operational issues where you have to take 20 or 30 passengers off an airplane are where we have involuntary denied boardings. Overbooking usually has 1 to 2 passengers that are over the limit, and generally speaking, we can get someone to volunteer by giving them alternative compensation and alternative travel arrangements. And in the vast majority of those cases, we can get a customer that volunteers, and we view that as a win-win. If a customer is willing to accept the alternative compensation, that we've left the customer satisfied.
Commissioner Evans, you said that what happened with the flight that Dr. Dow was on was not in accordance with your guidelines for the law enforcement or the police officials. How do you categorize, by the way, the people that do this job for you at the airport?
Thank you, Senator.
Push your button to turn your mic on, and let me be sure I've got this right. How do we refer to the people that got on the plane?
They are referred to as aviation security officers. They are non-sworn, non-armed security personnel. Their primary responsibility is to enforce the federal security laws. So, alarm doors, and make sure that people who are in certain areas of the airport have the proper badge. They patrol the perimeters to make sure that...
Why do you think they didn't comport to what you say your procedures were?
You know, the details of exactly what was said is being thoroughly investigated by the Inspector General in terms of their what they were thinking or why they did what they did. I have to wait for the findings of that report to know. I honestly don't know at this point why they...
Think it's a lack of training?
We certainly will enhance our training. I think that it's such an infrequent event. It really is an aberrant event. We can't actually find another instance. It's so infrequent for, in particular, those officers. Normally, it is Chicago police who boards the plane. We have made it clear in the future that those aviation security officers will not board the plane. They are to wait for Chicago police. We've had, we have 6.5 million passengers a month go through O'Hare. 6.5 million a month. So this is a very rare occurrence, so there's no question that training for such an infrequent event needs to be enhanced because of the severity of it. And certainly the directives need to be crystal clear.
Right. Ms. Nelson, just one quick question here, and you will have to be concise, or I'll violate my own rule to try to keep us to our 5 minutes. And I may have to ask it a different round, but my question will be, I've had both United and Commissioner Evans suggest that people aren't going to get on planes anymore except with, great, let's see, one phrase was great physical risk. What does that do if you're on the plane to your ability to deal with a passenger who doesn't want to be dealt with?
If we are on the plane and someone doesn't want to be dealt with, we have to advocate through the flight deck that we have a security concern. And in those cases, we should be having assistance from law enforcement. Or there are other tools that the airline can use, and we would be working together as a team with the flight deck, with the ground service coordinators, and it may be that the entire plane needs to be deplaned. So these are some of the tools that we have today to be able to deal with that, but we do need the assistance of law enforcement when it is a safety or security issue.